welcome back to Vegas Live with me. I'm down here at the Peppermill. You know, I have to mention the Peppermill actually sponsors this show. They give us this booth. It's incredible. My red couch. They give me this every week, and it's absolutely amazing. I have Kristy Love with me, and if you haven't heard of her, I'm sure you have, but you're going to hear more of her right now because we're going to find out what she's been doing. Because you've got a couple of things in your hand here.
I have a few things.
Yeah, you've got a few things going, haven't you? What a pretty lady this lady.
Oh, God bless you. Well,
You
know
are
what they
beautiful.
say, it takes one to know one.
It takes one. There you go. There you go. So you are a singer.
I'm a singer.
But what are you? Blues, ballads, R&B, what are you?
I do a number of all of that because
you do all of it.
Most of them may know me because I'm one of the Platters that was here at Sahara for 10 years.
You were one
on
of the
strip,
Platters?
right, at the Sahara.
You know, I got to tell you something. Many years ago, the Platters were my absolute very, very favorite singers. They had, what was it, Moon Over the...
Smoke It's in Your Eyes, Twilight Time,
Only You,
Great Pretender, which most people will remember.
Great Pretender. Oh, I loved all of these things. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I felt, you've made my Christmas.
Oh, wonderful.
That's
Kristy,
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't she amazing? So you were with the Platters for 10 years.
On the strip at Sahara Hotel before it closed. Okay. And then I left and I went off and started doing my own thing because, well, actually I fell off the stage at the Rio.
Okay, well, that was a very good idea.
I kept moving on. But I ended up having my own. I've had so many things. I have my doctorate degree, so I ended up having so many things I had written with 4 plays and a lot of music. So it made me go back into my music and into my plays.
So you went back, and so you write music as well.
Yeah, I'm a professor at the Art Institute, by the way. I should mention.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
at the Art Institute of Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
Right.
Oh,
I teach music theory and the history of rock and roll. And by teaching the history of rock and roll, that's what came about this idea. And
what's your idea?
My idea.
New ideas.
It's called The Soul of Rock and Roll. I put this CD together.
The Soul of Rock and Roll.
Yes.
Okay, this is absolutely amazing. There you go. If you
and
can
it is a historical piece, but it is also it's educational, but it's also a play, and it's fun, and it really kind of goes into my history about how I was on the strip with the 3 groups and backstage, and while we're backstage, we actually end up discussing all of the history of rock and roll and where it comes from the blues.
I was going to say, where did rock and roll really kind of start? You know, we always think of kind of Elvis Presley, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Because he came out wiggling his legs and everybody thought that was absolutely awful. And God forbid we should even move our bodies the way he moved his. And it was like kind of got banned a little bit, you know.
Right, but that's not the beginning of rock. Historically, rock and roll goes all the way back to the African rhythms of the drums. Because what happens is it started in the gospel and then the blues. Rock and roll is the blues sped up. Most people don't think of it that way. It's the blues sped up.
You think of the blues very relaxing, very sort of romantic, and not the rock and roll.
Blues, you think of real sorrow because what happened is the slaves were moaning and groaning, and they would come out with the blues. So the gospel was to help to heal their soul and all of this. Most of your rock and roll artists, Jerry Lee Lewis, or Little Rich, all went back into the gospel. You're going to find they all had gospel roots.
They did, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Even Elvis Presley was gospel singer.
Yes, he did. He went to the black churches. He did.
And it's funny how they all really don't think about it, and you really don't recognize it, and you really don't even go out there to listen for it.
And you don't think about it.
Because you don't think about it. Then all of a sudden, because I was listening to Elvis Presley, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, hang on a second, he's singing all these religious songs that we didn't really... Because of the music.
Most people don't realize Elvis Presley, actually, his hits, the ones he got awards for, were his gospel songs. Wow. He didn't get his for the rock and roll songs.
So what has made you sort of kind of go into the history of this incredible music? Because it is incredible music.
Like you said, most people don't realize where it comes from.
No.
And when I teach the class, I find out how many students actually go back to Elvis, what have you, who was important because he helped cross that music over.
Yeah, he
made sure that white teenagers could start to listen to it.
Yes.
But they don't realize where it really come from. The blues and Muddy Waters and the people that Rolling Stones went after, Muddy Waters, all of the blues artists, and Eric Clapton wanted to study these people like Jimi Hendrix because they're blues and their background. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to do that. Plus my history is all about my history too. It's all about my history too because I've been in with the Platters. I was with Buck Graham back in the day. Yes. You know, I moved on and then came back, and when I came here it was under a different management. But I did work with Buck, the original company, and I had this incredible experience with these 3 groups: the Drifters, the Coasters, and sometimes the Marvelettes.
So you sang with all these people?
All of these people, and as part of the show. It was a wonderful show because it brought all the 50s music back. It brought all the good times, all the good songs that you remember, Under the Boardwalk,
it's funny
Charlie Brown.
The music now is so different to what it was. And I know music changes, and it does change, and I happen to like changes anyway.
Right.
But at the same time, there's a particular time where the music was really, really great, and it was like the Frank Sinatras and the Elvis and the Platters.
All of that came from that era too, with the Rat Pack and the Benny Goodmans and the Duke Ellington and the Count Basie. All of these people came out of that era too.
We had so many big names. I mean, they all became so famous.
But you're finding out these youngsters are going back and getting that music. There's a lot of sampling. A lot of sampling, and they take parts of it and they start taking it more, and they really do look for it. You know, it's all about what you put out there. If the industry starts to put this music out again, they'll take it on again, and that's what's happening.
And well, music never's going to leave the planet anyway, because we cannot live without music.
It heals the soul.
Yeah, it heals the soul, but it distracts you from any sort of moments you have that are not really very good. You put some music on and you get uplifted, and it's sort of whatever music you choose. It could be classical, it could be opera, it could be anything.
Music is a healer. Music is something that actually causes you to feel. The best music is the things that cause you to feel. Go back in your memories. You can always say, I remember when. I
just went back to the Platters. I went back to the Platters in England.
Where was I when that song came out?
I was. I was in a little village called Corsan in Cornwall. It's the other end of it's like Ramehead and all that way, but it's in Cornwall. It's a little tiny village. And I remember this song, and there was some guy I was trying to date or whatever I was trying to do. And this Platters song came over, so I go right back to that, and you're absolutely right.
Right. So it makes you feel something, and when you can do that, it makes you feel good. Then you know you have a successful song when you make somebody feel. And when music will help uplift you, as you say.
So we've done all this. What are you doing now?
Well, I'm working on the music for. I did the soundtrack for the Soul Rock and Roll, which I'm going to leave with you.
Soul Rock and Roll,
and I'm working on a GoFundMe to get my play up, which is called The Soul of Rock and Roll, The Legend of Kristy Love and The Soul of Rock and Roll. So the play is projected for next year, and I'm working on that.
And where is the play going to be?
Well, I'm working on the library right now, but I'm working on different spots.
Okay.
So I have to get the funding up.
Why can't you get into one of the big hotels?
It would be wonderful.
Why can't one of the big hotels
that would be wonderful.
I mean,
it's a
come
great.
On, let's get all this back again.
It's a great.
How many people?
venue.
Is it a big show?
It's a big show. It's about 10 to 12 people in the show.
And are they singing and everything? So you got all the bands.
All the bands.
So this sounds like a good money maker.
It is a money maker. It is.
So get your act
and
together.
You know what's
no pun intended.
You know what's unique about it? I'll just say real quick is that it changes. It changes all the time. It's the kind of show where the bands come out and perform, but I can invite different bands to come on. So the show will have a different act each week.
Venues all the time.
And it'll change. So it'll never be the same show if we get to do that.
If you get to do that. So I think one of the big hotels should really sort of come up. I'm talking about the big hotels on the Strip.
So they know how to get in touch with you?
Well, I hope so. If you don't know how to get in touch with me by now, I am in trouble.
And then I'm Kristy Love, and Ninon will get in touch with me unless you want to give me a number. Do you want me to give a number too?
I want you to give a number and a website. Anything you want to give it.
All right, KristyLoveBrooks.com. KristyLove Love Brooks, BROOKS.com. And my number is 702-612-7022. That's 702-612-7022.
Do you know one thing I found out about Vegas is women do not mind giving their numbers out in Vegas. I mean, strictly for business, but women just don't mind giving their numbers out. I never used to give my number out, and now I say, put it out there, I don't care.
And may I just do this real quick?
Yes.
I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This is my Christmas CD, which I'm going to leave with you.
Thank you.
It has a very great song called Love for the Holidays. So I wish everybody love for the holidays.
Love for the holidays, isn't that wonderful? We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon. Kristy Love, amazing.